What's going on? It's Caleb. I'm here with another thrift haul. Last Thursday is when I thrifted these items, and I had an amazing thrift haul, and I wanted to share with you guys the very best items, which is pretty much all the items are here. I did pull out a handful of summer items that I wanted to get listed as fast as possible. Those included a Peter Millar Summer Comfort with a Pinehurst logo on there, which definitely helps the value, and a couple mid-level performance polos, but they were Clemson Tigers branded, which helps the value a little bit. If you follow along the channel, you know I love selling the sports apparel brands combined with a big sports team to just make it a bit more marketable. I'm going to jump right into the items here. I'll tell you guys the prices that I paid as I went. There are discounts from the tag price. So this says $15, but it was actually half off of 15. Takes down to $7.50, and then I have a 25% off discount for the entire purchase. So overall, I got 89 items for an average of $6.67 per item. So on this one, I paid about $5 to $6 for it after all the discounts. But here we have a nice pair of joggers. If you see this button, you might recognize it, but if you saw this, you definitely recognize it. Nice little pair of Vuori joggers. These ones have like a ripstop material, which is a nice little keyword. You can see those little checks, like those little raised grid quadrants, whatever you want to call it. This one does still have the tag. So the style code is V412. So I'm going to type that into Google and figure out the model name for these. But I didn't bother looking it up because Vuori joggers are just an amazing seller for me in my store. This next item, I picked it up because it was super cheap. Paid $3 for this. This looks kind of like a basic button-up shirt. But this is, the tag says Heritage Viella, I don't know. But it also says Black Brown, which is really not a very good brand. But I know the vintage Viella cotton wool shirts, which this is, can sell for $20 to $30 depending on the season. But with fall coming up, I don't know if this is a collab or if it's the same brand that just kind of evolved over the years. But for $3, a cotton wool blend shirt, that's why I picked it up. And fall's coming up, it's gonna be good. Probably about a $20 item. But I'm okay with a $20 item when I'm only paying $3. Before I get any further, I have to address the elephant in the room. I am wearing a shirt. It's just my skin and this shirt are the same color. White. Very pale. Okay, here is a nice little bolo. I paid about $5, $6 for this as well. Johnson Motors Henley. I looked this up. 4 listed, 4 sold. Some comps for over $50. So definitely something to just kind of throw in the memory bank and look up when you see something unique with this racing kind of biker style branding. I looked it up on a hunch and was very glad that I did. Really cool item there. Luigi's here. What's up? Heaven Sense here. Nice find so far. For $3 for the cotton wool shirt, the Johnson Motors Henley, Vuori joggers. Yeah, we're on to a good start here. All right, here we got another fun one. We got a vintage Wrangler. I paid $9 for this. This one wasn't half off. I did get the 25% off, but really cool Aztec vertical stripe, pearl snap. Just a really cool shirt. I don't think this is a brush popper. I need to look into how to tell if they're brush poppers or not. If it's a brush popper, it's going to be crazy. I don't think it's a brush popper, but even still, I've sold really good prints in just the regular shirts for 30, 40, 50, even $75. So I didn't bother looking this one up, but I know those really good prints, really loud prints are going to sell well. I paid $6 for this RLX Performance Quarter Zip. In the higher end golf brands, the Performance Quarter Zips and outerwear, the ones that are really stretchy, I really like picking those up. This one is fleece lined as well. This one has a little QR code. Some of the Ralph Lauren items and RLX items, the modern ones, have a little QR code. I scanned this with my phone to get the exact model name when I'm listing these. That's going to help. It does have a like country club logo on there. I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one, but it's $6. I picked it up anyway. Another about $6 item here. We have some OTTE gear, OT gear. These are like hiking pants. They just felt really high quality when I felt them. So I looked them up, and actually they sell pretty well. I'd never heard of this brand. So there's another one to kind of put on your radar and look it up if you see it, especially with the technical kind of pants. A lot of those can be worth good money. Jen and Missions here. Happy Monday. God is good. Amen. All right, another $6 item here. We have some vintage Nike windbreaker track pants. Here's the vintage Nike team tag. Kind of like a Y2K vintage, not like a super old or anything. This is a nice little bread and butter in my store, especially the vintage Nike ones. Surprisingly, like the green color, like people that have sports teams in this color makes this a little bit more marketable. So the fact that it's a nice bold green color, I think helps the sell-through rate. Probably not the value a ton because it's not like a loud print or anything. I paid $6 for this sweater. Where did I see the logo? Oh, I saw this logo on the front. So then I went hunting for the tag, and this is an Ariat FR quarter zip pullover. This is another item I didn't look up because Ariat FR just sells really well for me. I just realized that these Nike pants have the number 51 just written in Sharpie on the front. So not ideal. So, very good idea to always double/triple check your items at the thrift store. I missed that. I wouldn't have picked it up if I had there was like a big number written in Sharpie on the front, but hopefully I can still salvage them, not lose money on there. Okay, I paid $6 for this as well. This is an LL Bean True Cool Comfort Stretch Oxford. It does have this company logo on there, which is a bummer, but a nice white color, brand new condition. Retail price on there is $65. I'll probably sell this for about 20 to 25 because of the logo. In new condition, probably 30 to 35 on the new tags LL Bean. That's another brand where I feel like there's a pretty big difference between the used market and the new market. Cindy says, I've never found Ariat, one of my bolos. That's a good one. Hope your birthday was good. Yeah, I had a great birthday weekend. Super fun. I was telling my wife, like, I'm like partied out. Like, we just had so much fun all weekend. I was like kind of hard to work today, but I guess the show must go on. I paid $6 for this 511 tactical shirt. I don't know the exact model name on this, but the ones with the extra little Velcro pockets right here for the people that conceal carry. It has a little pocket on each side. These ones sell really well for me for about $25. And I picked up two in the exact same color and size. So I will probably just lot these up. So that'll be $12 and probably sell it for about $50. So 12 into 50. That is one model that sells really well. I'll read out the style code, and if you're curious, you can look up the exact style code. 71001. So you can look up the model name for that type of shirt. But this one sells really well for me in my store. Miss Lachey says, hey, how you doing? Paid $6 for this Fox Racing jersey. Another kind of like quick selling, kind of under the radar item. They have ones that sell for really, really good money. This one's pretty basic. It's very lightweight. There's no extra padding or anything. So probably about $25 on this one. If you're here watching the replay, make sure you let me know in the comments how you're doing and what your favorite find was. If you're here live, I'd love to chit chat with you while I'm going through the haul. Okay, I paid like $2 for this. It's a Scales golf polo. Can you guys see that? Scales golf polo. They have really loud prints that sell pretty well. So nice little under the radar bolo. This one I wouldn't say is like overly valuable because it's just plain white, but at only $2, I didn't mind picking it up and just trying to get it sold quick here before fall's really in full swing or before the winter comes. That does have like a very unique looking logo on there, so I'm gonna try to figure that one out. It's like an M, but the middle of the M is like a hawk or a bird or something. So maybe I'll get lucky. Okay, I paid $7.50 for a Greg Norman waterproof jacket. Not a good brand. Not a good brand. Do not buy Greg Norman based on my recommendation. But I'm pretty sure this is Oak Tree National, which is a very prestigious golf course. And this actually is a very nice jacket. Like if you felt this, it is high quality. Unfortunately, it's just not like that name brand people are really searching. But because it's very practical, very functional, and it has the Oak Tree National logo on there, I think it's going to be good. Paid $7.50 for that one. I paid under $3 for this Comfort Colors long sleeve in my size because I like to wear these. Okay, I got another pair of Vuori joggers. So this one just had the spell out on the back when I was flipping through, and they just felt super nice. I did have to pay $12 for these. These ones were not half off, just $15 with the 25% off. And they also have the little V logo on the side here. Can you guys see that? Once again, these sell so fast. Even if it's only $30, it's going to be 12 into $30. It's going to sell like last time I sold Vuori joggers, it was like 40 to 45, but I don't find them very often. Miss Lachey says, figure out those golf courses are hard when you know nothing about golf. Yeah, I feel like, so I've looked up enough that I recognize the ones that I see regularly. But when you don't know one at all, even for me, if I don't know it, it is hard to find them out because Google Lens really is no help. You kind of have to like try to spell it out like you're spelling it out to like a fifth grader or a kindergartner. Like I'll probably put like M Bird Golf Club logo and see if that pulls up the that one. I paid $6 for this Naruto hoodie. Only reason I picked this up is it's new at tags in size 2XL. Not a high sell-through rate item, but for $6, there were some sales for about 30 to 40. So I just picked it up with the fall coming. I bet sell-through rate will improve. Chauncey's here. What's up? G4 is a golf brand to pick up. Absolutely. I just picked up a G4 Polo at Marshall's the other day to resell. I was kind of hoping it would fit me, but it was too tight. John Doe, I'm green when it comes to reselling clothes. I mostly do media. My question, how clean should I get the clothes I'm selling? I've been putting them under light and perhaps overdoing it. Well, you definitely want the clothes to be clean because you don't want to be selling dirty used clothes. I'm not sure what you mean by putting it under light, like a sterilization light or something. But yeah, I would say try to cut down your process of the time it takes you to process items as much as possible because most clothing items aren't really worth a ton of extra effort. But yeah, you definitely want to be clean as well. I paid $12 after the discounts for this University of Vermont, I believe, vintage hockey jersey. This had really, really good comps, but it has some like marks on the sleeve that are not like very subtle. They're pretty obvious. But because I got it for only $12, there was one comp for like 60 and one comp for like 100. So hopefully I can get like in the $50 to $75 range for that. Once again, my thrift stores are shifting over towards fall. I noticed they put out way less short sleeve. They moved the long sleeves back up to the front and moved the short sleeves back to the back. So I'm going to start going really, really, really heavy on fall hoodies, jackets, pants, jeans, and I'm going to get really, really picky about shorts and polos and t-shirts, which I already have been for the last maybe 2 weeks. I'm going to get even more picky. John says, sorry, photo lighting where every speck of dust is shown. Yeah, I wouldn't overdo it. I just try to make the items look natural. Like I don't have like a super crazy setup or anything. You can see my setup right there. I have those 2 little lights next to it and then the overhead light. And I just want my item to look like what my item looks like. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. And I don't want my item to look really dingy when my item is nice and clean. So I just want my item to look accurate. Paid $3 for a long sleeve Toomey t-shirt. Not a good sell-through rate item, but once again, just picked it up because it was very cheap. And there's some sales from $15 to $25. Okay, I paid $4, I guess, 25% off of 5 for this long sleeve Affliction t-shirt. But it was new with tags, which is great. It's called the Affliction Standard Series. So it kind of has like a women's cut to it. Do you guys think, like with that super long torso and kind of the drop hem, kind of has like a women's vibe to it? Does it say on the tag? It doesn't say, so I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But either way, Affliction is like the Y2K Affliction style is very in right now. So for $4, I'm happy to pick that up new with tags. You on the east side or west side? I'm in the Canton area in Ohio. So that's not really east side or west side of anything. Miss Lachey says, use a lint brush to clean things up when necessary. Yeah, for sure. Chauncey says, have you sold the Hiroshi Kato jeans? I have not. They just went live in my store on Saturday or Sunday. So they've only been listed for like a day and a half or 2 days. I paid $7.50 for these Mother jeans. Here's a nice little women's denim brand to be on the lookout for. You can tell by these M's on the pockets. If you're looking at them upside down, I guess they'd look like Wranglers because they got the W's on the pockets. But yeah, they usually have this little leather patch right there, Mother. These ones were like a skinny ankle jean, like a cropped skinny ankle jean. I looked them up. It still had 100% sell-through rate with really good sales price. So you can get away with the not as good styles in the really, really good brands of jeans. For men's, diesel jeans, even the skinnies and the slims, like the slim skinnies and the regular skinnies, still sell really well for me. Like I would still look them up. But yeah, if the brand is good enough, the style can be a little bit more negotiable on that. I paid $12 for these True Religion jeans. These have that classic flat pocket on the back. Kind of like, do they call this rinse, where it's like almost yellow? Like the wash is like a little yellowy. I don't know. These are the Ricky Relaxed Straight, which is a good cut. Pretty big size though, so I don't know how fast those will sell. But for $12, definitely was picking those up. Here we have $7 for some J. Crew 484. I wouldn't have paid $7 just regular, but these are the Kayahara Japanese denim. That elevates the value a little bit. That's another little mental file folder to put that in for you guys. Japanese denim is very highly desired in the fashion world. John Doe, Michigan here. Uh-oh. My family are very big Ohio State fans, so I can't even read your comment. Candy LR, new here to your channel. I pass on scales all the time. I see it, but did not know that it sells. I will know next time. I would only pick it up if it's super cheap or has a super loud print on it. Miss Lachey says kind of looks like a women's shirt. Yeah, I agree. Chauncey says True Religion still sells really well in men's, women's not so much. Yep. I've noticed that as well. Okay, here's an item I paid up for. Here is my first item I really spent up on. 25% off of 30. So what's 25% off of 30? Like 23 bucks. New at tags, Polo Ralph Lauren jeans. These are Varick Slim Straight in this green colorway. I've sold these used for 30 to 35 bucks. But the nice thing about Polo Ralph Lauren new at tags is it sells just really fast for me and for really good sales prices. I saw some sales of $75 to $85 for that specific model. I don't know what I'll end up listing it for when I go do the research, but those are the kind of items that I try not to leave behind at my thrift store, mostly because I don't want my competition to get them if it goes half off before I can get back there to get them before someone else. So if I can make my money on it, I try to get every good item that I can at my thrift stores because I want people to think that they're not good or that there's nothing there because I already got it all. I'm not trying to be overly competitive, but it is part of my strategy to keep the competition at bay as much as possible. All right, here I have some vintage 501 Levi's. These ones are actually made in the 2000s, 2002, but they do have the vintage style tag on there. Made in Colombia, not an amazing size or anything, but I only paid $6 for them, so I would say they're probably about $30 pair of jeans, if I had to guess. 40-32, I think, on the Polo jeans. Yep, 40-32 on the Polo jeans. Okay, this was one of my best finds, and they did not have this priced up nearly as high as I thought they would. I've seen these priced at crazy prices at this thrift store before. I found a Dixon flannel. It's a pearl snap one. Dixon flannel. This one is called the Brownells Big Iron. No idea if that's like a super great model or not, but I only paid $7.50 for it. I've never sold one for under 45 to 50 bucks. So definitely happy to pick that up. This one feels super high quality. I mean, they all do. This one is a pearl snap. I don't know if they're mostly all pearl snaps or if they're mostly button-ups or they have some of both, but that one's a pearl snap. Somebody look up that model and see if it's like a super rare one or something. Even the basic ones, I would say, anywhere from $35 to $55. But sometimes when you look up the model, you could be pleasantly surprised. After looking for months for some Y2K denim and not finding anything too crazy, I finally found a really nice pair of South Pole baggy jeans. These things are wide. Is that coming through on camera? Some nice wide. It's got the green detail with the contrast stitching. I did pay $12 for these, but these are selling like crazy. I did not look these up, but I would guess $50 minimum. But I'm probably going to shoot for the stars because this is like the exact style that you're looking for right now. Baggy Y2K. Y2K is good, but baggy and Y2K are going to be the best ones right now. All right, I paid $4 for some Levi's 541 like stretch, kind of in between jean and chino pants. Honestly, I just kind of tried these out. I heard that 541s are selling decently, and then I started picking them up and sold a couple. So those are kind of experimental. Paid $6 for these Levi's 501s. These have some distress to them, but they also have a really cool, like, dark faded wash on them. They are new at tags as well in size 30-30, so great size. They're made to look vintage, but they're actually modern with the modern tags on the inside. And let's see, they are 100% cotton as well. So I would probably list these ones a little high because they just have that really cool vintage look, even though they're modern, just made to look vintage. But they are new at tags as well. List those South Poles for $80. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. Like I said, I didn't even look it up. Sold South Pole like those for 65 and 30 minutes. You should get more. Yes, that was a great find. Only 12 bucks. All right, here we have another New Tags Affliction shirt. It's that same line. Let's see if these are men's or women's. Really doesn't say if these are men's or women's. It kind of has like a women's vibe to me. I don't know why. Has some like holes cut into it, natural distressing. Paid $7.50 for that one. Once again, that one's New with tags. Paid $10 for these New with tags Levi's chino pants. Not something that I'd really go out of my way to find, but $10 for New with tags Levi's. Really any jeans or pants, I'm picking them up pretty much every time. Paid $7.50 for some Lululemon chino pants. These ones are size 28, which I don't know if that's a good or bad size in these. And they did have like some light marks here, which is why they priced them cheaper than they normally do. But I'm happy to pick them up at $7.50, even if they have flaws, because I've sold them for $30 with flaws before. So I will list those cheaper because they have those flaws, but they still sell super quick. Paid $4.50 for some New It Tags Wrangler jeans. Just kind of took a gamble on these at such a cheap buy cost of only $4. They're New It Tags. They're size 36-29. I don't know if they're actually vintage or if they're just like a little bit older. I don't really know how to date them, to be honest. But obviously this branding on there is like a little bit older. Nice medium to light wash. All right, I paid $2 for this Dickies shirt. Not a great item necessarily, but this is size 3XLT. So for $2, I picked it up because it is in that big and tall size and in perfect condition. It's a nice little like work shirt with the double flap pockets. Okay, I picked this item up for $15. Let me know if you guys would have picked this up. I honestly meant to look this up before I paid $15 for it, but I put it in the wrong pile, and my mom was with me helping me, and she just checked out with it, which was totally my fault, not her fault. It's a Maciu. Is that how you say that? Maciu shirt, but it has this crazy all over skull, super loud print. $15. I mean, that's pretty steep. They had 40 on it, but then with the discounts, it was 15. I don't know. I think the loud print will probably save me. I've sold regular ones for like $30, I think, $35. So hopefully that print will save me and I can sell that for a bit more. Candy says, see them for around $7 to $9, and most of them have loud prints. I would look them up again. Look it up again because I was looking it up under the context, only paying $2. So I don't want to go ahead and say like, that's an amazing item. But I saw them selling anywhere from like 20 to $25 in the better prints, maybe even up to $30. And so I would definitely maybe look it up next time you see one. All right, I paid $12 for these, paid up a little bit, but these are some vintage Levi's 517s, which is a bootcut style. They're not made in USA, unfortunately. They're made in Mexico, but they are size 34-34, which is a really good size. Made in the year 2000. Nice, like medium to light vintage wash on there. Yeah, $12 on those. Probably a $35 pair. Paid $10 for these Levi's 501s in new condition, brand new with tags. 36-30, not a crazy size or anything. But the 501s are the only kind of like new with tags, modern Levi's I can list more than $40. So probably list those for 45 or 50 and sell them between 35 and 45. Okay, here we have a David Donahue shirt. I did pay up for this. You can see it says $50. So I paid 25% off of 25. So about $20 for these or for this one. But this is new with tags. The retail price on here is $145. And I think I just in my recent video had a David Donahue shirt that sold for I think $45 or maybe $50 plus shipping. That was in new condition. In used condition, I would pick these up if they're super cheap, but I wouldn't pay up for it. But in new condition, there definitely is a big price difference between the used ones and the new ones. If you're here live or you're watching the replay, I do want to say I just announced a giveaway in my last video. It's called 65 Big Profit Items to Sell Online. And if you watch that through all the way to the end, you can see how you can be entered to win something from me. I'm doing 3 giveaways this month for my 30th birthday, one for every decade I've been on this earth. And that's the first one. And you will have to stay tuned, hit the subscribe button to figure out how to win the next one, or obviously go back and win that one. Paid $7.50 for an LL Bean lightweight jacket. This is an anorak jacket or an anorak jacket. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it has this pocket here in the front that you can pack the jacket up into, and it's usually a half zip style. This one is a men's large. Nice little bread and butter for me in my store, probably $25 to $30. Definitely worth looking up the style code and figuring out the exact model name on those. And you find the ones that have the green and navy and like mustard yellow color blocking. That colorway is very iconic for LL Bean, and it will sell for more. Paid $4 for this Harley Davidson long sleeve shirt. It is like a snap button, but it's not like a pearl snap. It's like has hidden buttons here, kind of like a mechanic's shirt. That's probably one of the keywords that I will use to describe this. It does have a couple marks on it, so I actually passed on it when it was $30. So that would have taken it to $12 after the discounts. So once it hit half off, after they repriced it, it was all the way down to $4. So there, I definitely don't mind taking the gamble, even if there's a couple marks on it. Probably an item somebody's going to buy to like work in or ride their bike in, like motorcycle in. So yeah, nice little bread and butter item. Harley's not as crazy as it used to be, unfortunately. Another Affliction t-shirt. Paid $7.50 for this one. And it's the same thing. It's in that Affliction Standard series. So I don't know if that, I honestly don't really know what that is. But Affliction stuff has sold like hotcakes for me. So I was trying to pick all these Affliction items up. Another one for $7.50. This one's new with tags as well. Like a green camo color. All right, I paid $3 for some Everlane jeans. I did not look these up because they were only $3, and they were Redline selvage denim. I did not know that Everlane made selvage jeans, but when I see selvage denim, I try to pick it up anytime I can because I just know that is the most desirable thing from people that are into denim and into jeans. They originally had these priced at $20, so that means they would have been $7.50 after the discounts last time I saw these, but I never knew that they were selvage. But for some reason, when I was going by these and I felt the material, I was like, those feel high quality. I'm going to look and see if they're selvage. And then sure enough, they were. So if you feel something that feels high quality, don't be afraid to do your due diligence and do a little bit of research, look into the item, see why it might feel a little bit nicer than the other items that you're feeling. Here we have some Levi's 501s. I paid $7.50 for these. Not vintage, not anything crazy about these, just a nice dark wash 501. Those still sell for between $25 and $35 for me. Okay, here's another Levi's shirt. I paid $10 for this one. But this one is super heavyweight. I know you can't feel it through the camera, but this is just a very high quality heavyweight shirt. It has the black pearl snaps, the double flap pockets. It's got some patches embroidered onto it. It's got some visible rivets on the back. It's got this embroidery on the back. Just a lot of things going for this shirt to make it stand out on eBay and sell for a little bit more and sell a little bit faster. Once again, not an item I looked up, so I don't know the exact details on that specific item, but I'm sure that's going to be a pretty good item. Paid $10 for some new tags, Levi's Premium 502. You're looking for this Levi's Premium thing here on the inside. And this is just a little bit more expensive of a line from them. Let's see if I can find the price tag. Yeah, these were $100 retail. So it's a pretty big size, as you can see here. 48 big and tall. Yeah, so it's a big and tall size, but $100 retail for only $10. Probably still be selling those around that $40 mark if I had to guess. But yeah, not a bad pickup. I paid $7.50 for these silver jeans. These ones had that nice loud embroidery contrast stitching on the back. The model is twisted. I don't know if that's good or not, to be honest. But they looked like a kind of a boot cut style with the legs kind of cutting out at the bottom. These might be women's. Yeah, these are women's. So honestly, if I would have known these were women's and stuck my hand in the pocket like I just did, I would have looked them up instead of just buying them without looking them up. So I don't know if those are good or not. Somebody let me know. Silver twisted. Is that good? Paid $4.50 for this Duluth long sleeve button up. It says a nice like jersey blended stretchy performance-y material. I like picking up the highest end material from those mid-level brands because those are the ones that are going to sell the best. And just like almost every other brand, I'll keep saying it, there's a little tag on the inside that has a 5-digit code. You look up that 5-digit code in Google and figure out the exact model name for the Duluth shirts, put that in your title, and then the sell-through rate and ASP is going to go up. All right, I paid $7.50 for these. What are these? Well, these are Lululemon sweatpant joggers. So I saw no tag and I started fishing around for a logo. And probably these 3 dots is what gave it away to me. Those 3 little dashes. Let's see if I can find the size here. It's like hide and go seek trying to find these little size dots. Okay, I'm not finding it. Don't want to waste your time. Oh, actually, you know what? It was washed and worn out, so I won't be able to use the size dot on there. So I have to go by the measurements. What I do when I can't find the size dot or the size tag in Lululemon, I actually pull the size chart from the website and then use that to size the pants or the shirt or whatever. And then I actually put the picture of the size chart in my photos on eBay for the item. All right, I paid $6 for this. Here is a nice little hidden bolo. Shout out to Dusty Old Hat and Big Yumbo. We were in a group chat the other day, and Yumbo sent me a picture of a tag that looked just like this, and we were trying to figure out what it was because he said it felt really nice. And I forget who figured it out, but it was the brand State and Liberty. And another little signifier of that brand is this logo down near the bottom. This is a very, very, very good brand. State and Liberty is a very, very good brand. This one even had a couple marks on it, and it had a hole from the security sensor in the collar. I don't know if you guys can see that. I still picked it up for $6 because it is just that good of an item. Really, really solid item. Chauncey says usually left side pockets for Lulu. Left when you're wearing it or left when you're looking at it? Because I feel like the Commission and ABC pants are always in the back right pocket. But these were in the joggers, it was in the back left pocket. So, yeah. $6 for some J. Crew 484. We already talked about this. But once again, this also has Japanese Kurabo denim, making it just a little bit more desirable. And I think the white will really stand out on eBay and look sharp. So I think that will sell quick. I sell the Japanese denim J. Crew 484 for anywhere from 25 to 35 bucks. So it's still not like crazy money, but it does help them stand out just a little bit from the basic ones. Paid $6 for these Hudson jeans. This is the Byron Straight button fly model. These are in like almost a waxed denim. So I might have to look up the model and see if these are like a higher line or a higher grade than just the normal ones. The normal ones I still sell for like 25 to 35 bucks. They do sell a bit slower, but this one, it feels like waxed, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that's intentional or not, but we'll find out. If they're waxed, they're probably going to be worth a good bit more. Okay, paid $9 for some vintage Levi's 512 made in USA 1997 slim taper. I've never seen this model before, but here's the tag. These are women's 14 petite slim tapered 512. Once again, never heard of it, but these are from 1997. Just a little Levi's dating. I've done this in a lot of videos, but if you want to know how to date your Levi's, you go to the front button and look at the back. Figure out what that says. I think this says 332, 532. Then you go to this tag here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just knocked my computer over. Okay, then you come to this tag. You guys see that? Come to this tag, you find 532, and then the numbers right next to is what you're looking at for the date. So 532, then it says 0597. So these are 1997. So 90s made in USA, black Levi's. I'm picking those things up every time. So even though they were 12 bucks, I was not leaving those behind. Paid $4 for a black Untuck It shirt. Not a great item. Just picked it up because it was cheap and it was in a black colorway, which sells just slightly better. Paid $6 for this vintage Y2K and one street ball hoodie. This is like super heavyweight, super thick. I think this was like a style-based kind of a guess if this is going to be on trend or not. I know that like the baggier Y2K brands are in style right now. And this is going to be a nice baggy Y2K style for the fall. So honestly, not a lot of sales data on this. Just kind of went off my gut instinct for $6 and hoping to sell it for 25 to 30 bucks. All right, here we have another Comfort Colors hoodie in my size. Which in the hoodies, I actually wear size 2XL because I feel like they fit too tight. So I just picked this up for myself. Okay, following suit with that and one hoodie, here is another baggy Y2K brand hoodie. I paid $4 for this one. I don't know how you pronounce this. E-nice. I don't know. I wasn't really into the Y2K style when it was Y2K. So once again, more of a style-based, trend-based purchase. John Doe says poly or bubble mailers. For clothing, always poly bag. Bubble mailers are just more expensive and not necessary. Okay, I paid $6 for some Mavi jeans. I picked up these ones because they were the relaxed straight. Once again, this is kind of similar to the Hudson jeans. Slower sellers, but okay average sales price. So I just pick them up when they're affordable at my thrift. List them a little bit high and let them slowly come down in price until they sell. Oh, I got a grail for you guys. Some Lee Extreme Motion. Not actually a grail, obviously. Paid $6 for these, but they are new with tags. These sell really fast. If you can pick them up for $1 or $2, they sell really fast for like 15 to 20 bucks. So I just picked these up new with tags to just kind of test the market a little bit. The retail price on them is $50. $6, maybe I can sell those for 25 to 30 bucks really fast. If so, I'll pick those up when I find them new with tags. Paid $6 for some 511 tactical pants. These are the Strike cargo pants, a very good model to be on the lookout for. I sell these for 25 to 30 bucks, and it's one of the models that still has a really good sell-through rate. Here we have another pair of J. Crew 484 Japanese denim. The 484, you can see that right on this little tag here. And the Japanese denim is inside the front pocket, stitched on there. Paid $7 for these. Sell those for 25 to 35. Okay, paid $4.50 for some vintage, big and tall size, 545. I think these are the loose fit. Yeah, loose fit, 54-32 size. But these are from 2002 with the vintage tag. They made in USA, made in Mexico. Grabbed them because they were cheap. They're going to be slower sellers, but I've actually sold jeans extremely similar to that a couple times before in that very big size 545 cut. I paid $6 for some BKE Tyler jeans. Now these would normally be priced up at like 30 bucks at my thrift store, but they have a huge rip in the knee. But I'm hoping that somebody just wants that distressed look. For only $6, even if I can sell these for 25 bucks instead of the 35 I normally sell them for, I'll still be happy with that flip for sure. Paid $4.50 for some Y2K Levi's 501s. These ones are not with the nice paper vintage tag, but they do have like that Y2K banner tag across the back. Good size, 33-30. Really nice, even, cool wash, in my opinion. Probably $35. Probably list at 35 and sell between 25 and 35. All right, we're getting down to the last bag here. All right, I paid $12 for this Y2K Abercrombie hoodie. It's super heavyweight. It has like that heavyweight fleece inside. But this one's actually new with tags. It still has all the little, I don't know if this is like a cologne sample or if that's just what the tag looks like or what. But it is the full zip hoodie as well. Comps are kind of all over the place for this one. But once again, these have kind of came back in style. So I definitely didn't want to leave that behind for only $12. I've seen some of them selling for like 60 to 80 bucks and some selling for like 35 bucks. I don't know what the difference is. But I didn't want to leave it for 12. I also paid $12 for these Buckle Black 3-fit, which is actually a boot cut style. Buckle Black is kind of hit or miss, but the boot cut style was selling well on eBay when I looked it up, so picked those up for $12. I paid $3 for some Madewell women's high-rise skinny jeans. Not something I necessarily recommend picking up, but because it was only $3 and it has such a strong brand recognition, the Madewell skinny jeans, and now I am selling on Poshmark, as you guys know, so I think those will sell over there pretty easily. Paid $7.50 for this Levi's denim jacket. This is a women's XL. It's a very modern one. It has lots of stretch to it, but I still think this is an easy 25, 30 bucks. All like blacked out colorway with the black buttons as well. Okay, I just remembered my favorite item, so I'm going to save it for last. Not this. This is not last. I paid $3 for this Denver Broncos NFL sweatshirt. Only reason I picked this up is it is new at tag still. It has this like bedazzled sequin logo, whatever you want to call that. But football season is coming, and at only a $3 buy cost, I know that's worth at least 20 bucks to the right buyer. Okay, I paid $15 for some Y2K Ed Hardy flat pocket jeans in a nice straight leg fit here. Size 30-30, really good size. And my very best item. My very best item. Does anybody know this brand just looking at this? I'll give you guys a second while I catch up on the chat. Does anybody know that brand? Miss Lachey says Extreme Motion sells fast. I pick it up as well. There you go. Take Back America. If you're not using Auto Posture, get it. Best software out there. I'm moving old inventory extremely fast now. I can definitely agree with what Take Back America is saying. I had quit cross-listing. I was going to be done completely. And my friend at K&M Resell, Michael, he told me to give Auto Posture a try. And I tried it out. And I got to say, the software is very intuitive. It works really hard. The automation is amazing on there. I've not double sold any items, which is the problem I was having before. It honestly works amazing. I do have a code in the description down below, or I think you can just type in Caleb Sells at checkout. You can get a 7-day free trial. You can try it out for a week, and you can get $5 towards your first month if you use my code, and that helps me out as well. But I really can't recommend it enough. I don't really promote things that I don't use, and I only promote that not because I make a ton of money. I really don't make much money at all. It's just that good of a software. I just highly recommend it. If you cross-list or want to try cross-listing, you got to use that software because the technology they use is just way ahead of the other ones I've used. They make it so much easier. So much of it's automated, way less clicks, goes way faster. Just couldn't recommend it enough. All right. John Doe says Japanese, and yes, it is a Japanese brand. This says Love Japan Academy. These are the relaxed selvage jeans. So they did have these priced up at $45. So I think I paid, what would that be? About $17 after the discounts. They do have the beautiful selvage on the inside. And these had comps kind of all over the place. Not a lot of sales data because they are just a Japanese thing. But it's been a while since I looked them up because I looked them up 2 weeks ago because I was on the fence at paying full price for these. But I think I can get $80 minimum, maybe over 100. I don't know. I'll have to look it up again. But yeah, definitely anytime you see Japanese denim, you're going to want to look that up. Because a lot of those items, those Japanese denim items, just sell better because they make really good denim, and people that are into denim are going to be on the lookout for that. So that's everything I picked up other than the items that I had already listed that I mentioned to you guys. We're going to be wrapping up here in a minute. If you're here live, definitely say what's up in the chat or ask me any last-minute questions. Happy to answer any questions you guys have while we're signing off. I do just want to say, if you're here live or you're watching the replay, go back and watch my last video if you want to figure out how to win a chance to win something free from me. I'm doing 3 giveaways this month for my 30th birthday. And also the last 2 videos I did, I think they're really fun and they're really cool. Right before the last video was a live stream. You have to go over to the live section of my channel. I did a thrift haul challenge against Big Yumbo and Dusty Old Hat, one of my subscribers and commenters on the channel. And we each shared our 10 best items that we found in a 5-day period. And we competed to see who had the best thrift haul. I thought it was a really fun idea. And the other 2 guys brought a ton of really good information, really good bolos. And honestly, they wiped the floor with me. So they were bringing the best content to the channel. And I thought that was a really cool idea. So I am going to sign off here, get some of these items photographed, and get to listing. But yeah, definitely hit the subscribe button and like button and go check out those other 2 videos. Let's see if we have any questions here. Jen says, hi. Dorothy says, happy 30th birthday. Thank you so much. Jesse says, how many items do you post a day and how long do your photos take? I was listing 20 per day. The last week I did only 15 per day because I was trying to take some time off for my birthday. And how long do my photos take? I would say on average between 90 seconds and 2 minutes per item. Take Back America says, what's crazy is I got up 40 onto Posh since using Auto Posher. Yeah, I had 23 Poshmark sales over the weekend, and it only takes a second to cross list. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Oh, 40 in less than 20 minutes. Yeah, it goes super fast because they automatically pre-fill the data for you. Chauncey says, thanks, Caleb. Happy birthday. Nice haul. John says, I remember 30. I thought I was old. Boy, was I wrong. And Miss Lachey says, keep the party going. All right, I'm going to keep the party going and get back to listen. See you guys later. Take care.